Good afternoon, YTPC. It started snowing outside, even here in the lowlands, just south of Basel. So it's slowly getting whiter and whiter. Around here it's still a little bit wet snow, but just 2 minutes up into the hills it's settling very fast. And in the south of Switzerland, where I'll be in early next week, it's already half a meter deep and growing by the day. I'm going to have a lot of shoveling to do when I'm there. Well, I just thought actually I'd tell you and talk about estate pipes, because yesterday I got a nice package and I've made a little bit of footage indoors so I can show you properly, because you know the light isn't perfect here and it all. And you know what it was? It was a package from Fedhead Ed. Christian is his name, and several people in YouTube have got pipes from him, and I won third prize in one of his gores. And as I'll tell you, I had a look for some other pipes if he was going to send something over, and bought one of his packages, and I'll give you the lowdown on that. This is one of them. My poor old light is dying, but you see it's a Colour Duke it's called, and it's a red pipe, and it's a Dr. Grayboe, and that's his specialty. He's an American pipe specialist, the way I see it. He's got a lot of K. Woodies and Grayboes and custom builts and pipe by Lee and all kinds of those good old pipes from the great era in the 40s, 50s and 60s, 70s, you know, in the United States. And it's just marvellous, the packages he does. This one is a 6mm, which I like, but not to preempt what I'm going to show you in the little clip I made inside. Just on the general topic of estate pipes, because I'd say I'm really getting into these estate pipes, not only of course because they can be a great buy if they've been nicely restored and you know, not had too much use. And I must say the ones I got from Christian are really great, you know, super. But it's also a nice inexpensive way to enter pipe smoking, but also more importantly for me, it's a bit of history. You know, the Grayboes, the K. Woodies, they're legendary, and they made a great many really lovely pipes, you know. And I'm just enjoying in it. I had to resist going back to Christmas cheer, but he sent me some fantastic tobaccos. This is just one of them, and this is Seattle Pipe Club Mississippi River Special Reserve. Beautifully written. It's got lovely handwriting. Well done, old mate. And I got 3 samples of these lovely tobaccos, which I think is a great idea, not to just sort of put a no name there, but actually some really nice tobacco with it. It's an English blend, but I've had a few English blends, even though I'm Mr. Aromatic as it were, but I've enjoyed them, and some of them can have a nice sweet touch and a little bit of fruit, of course. This one's got Latakia in it, but a bit of Perique, and it's got for sure. I haven't looked it up, but I think it's definitely red Virginia in there, which I like anyway. Well, I've pretty well worked it out here in the shed for winter. I've got these little finger-free gloves if it gets really cold. Today it was about 0, and already the shed is almost up to 15 with my little heater, so it's not so bad. But if it got really bad, and I don't know all the other shedders out there, but I find it gets to your legs, you know, as the draft is usually coming in low under the door or something. I've sealed up the door with rubber seals, and got this little blanket in case my legs are going to get a bit too cold, wearing nice thick pair of boots like snow boots. So I find your top half doesn't actually get that cold, but like I said, it's only 0. It might go down to -5 and -10, and in the mountain areas it might go down to -15, -20 depending on your altitude, so it can get pretty nippy in January, February in winter here. I'm kind of interested how you look at that, you know, estate pipes versus new ones, and what your reasons are if you are interested in estate pipes, you know. But ever more I get fascinated by their history. Sometimes wonder, you know, who owned this before. Maybe it was more than one person, you never know. The lovely thing is, this is quite Christmassy with this red stain, so that fits very well. It's one reason I got it. And the other is they were 6mm, and they're so-called automatic. You know, you just screw it out, and put a pariser in here, which fits just right. And there's plenty of room in the stem, so no problem with the filter. Vulcanite mouthpiece. I suppose it's because I collect the pipes for their shape and their style, and ones for different occasions, and to fit with this and fit with the tobacco and fit with what I'm wearing, that I've got so many. But it's also a bit of history. They're objects of art for me, and that's why, of course, the historical pipes, as it were, fascinate me a little bit. Well, maybe only 10% of my collection is estate pipes, but I could imagine if I was going to add much to it, I might add estate pipes. Prefer them filtered, but the prize that I won from Fedhead Ed's giveaway was a Stinger, and I've got a Stinger that Parsimonious Piper sent me, and they smoke very well, and it does condense a bit of the moisture out, so put a few crystals in the bowl, and I can smoke those too, no problem. Anyway, have a look at my little clip, and I'll get back to you after that. Well, hello my dear friends. I thought I'd actually do this indoors. I've got a moment on this Tuesday evening, so today in the post I got a package, and this was from a Fedhead Ed, which I think you've heard the name before. He makes some very interesting videos on a lot of different topics, of course mostly about the estate pipes that he offers on his website on Etsy, and I'll leave a link below, of course, that you can look at that. Now, his name cropped up several times. Paladin Piper mentioned he got some very lovely estate pipes from him, and he had not long ago a gore which I entered, and I actually won a prize. You know, the first one I ever won in a YouTube giveaway, which was this one here. A beautiful pipe, actually. And what always has amazed me, and others have had pipes from Christian, his name is, and said how fantastically good condition they are. You know, for an estate pipe, of course, there's the small little dent here or there, but it's almost immaculate and absolutely clean as a whistle. When you take it apart, this one's got a stinger in it. I mean, it looks hardly used, really, and it's been cleaned up absolutely immaculately. And this is actually a very nice K Woody. Probably can't see that with the light. Let's try and get a better angle on it. There you see, I think, K Woody, right? More or less, yeah, in the relief of the light. So it's a lovely pipe to win. Now, when I knew I was actually going to get a pipe from him, I went to have a look on his web page in web shop in Etsy, and I use Etsy quite a lot for different things, especially antique shops and other things. But sometimes there are really interesting pipe Tobacchiana being offered there, as well as pipes themselves. And I've got a number of pipe racks through Etsy. And I noticed in the shop that he really has fantastic offers of sometimes a dual pipe pack for, you know, $30 or $40, and the shipping all the way from the US is very reasonable, maybe, I don't know, $15, $20, something like that. And you think, wow, you know, and if the pipes are in this fantastic condition. So cut that story a little shorter. I then ordered these two Dr. Graybos. These red Dr. Graybos, because I thought, you know, Christmas is coming up. It's a nice colour to have with the Christmas. And I've only got, let's say, 2 or 3 Dr. Graybos. I think I could get a few more. And I found that he had 6mm Dr. Graybos, which is ideal for me. And I put one of the Parisa filters already in there. It's a little tight, even for a Parisa, but basically I've fitted it in here, and there's so much room in the stem that this goes in, even if I just put the filter lightly, you know, only a few millimeters into the grip, so that won't give any problem at all, and functions, of course, perfectly like that. And then I can just screw it up, and there's plenty of room in there. I rather like these so-called automatic models with the metal screw socket, but look at it, it's absolutely perfect, and he cleans them up very nicely. Let's try to get some light on there. All nice and cleaned up, you know. If you think these are estate pipes, they must have been smoked, but they're so nicely cleaned up. It's fantastic. And I got this pair in about $40 I paid. Absolutely perfect, ready to go, cleaned up, you know. You know, you find the odd little blemish here or there. These are used pipes, but they're in amazing good condition, I thought. Really, I was impressed. So that's going to be fun. I will take those and smoke them at Christmas. and he was very kind to give me this one, which is I think what used to be a K Woody, a green pipe, which is a nice Christmas colour as well, isn't it? Beautifully cleaned up. Also with this kind of automatic socket. It could be that it's actually a Graybo. But very, very nice pipes. For very little money. So anyone out there on a budget is thinking, you know, I'd like to get a choice of pipes but don't want to spend too much. This is the place to go. I think he gives incredible value for money and does a very fine job of preparing these pipes so that you don't have to do anything when you've got them. You just smoke them straight away. And he has a very interesting choice on his website. And not only that, he gives you a number of freebies here, some T-tampers here, a check tool, some cleaners which are always useful, and some of these little rubber mouthpieces. I do occasionally use these, depending especially if I'm trying to do something with my hands and just got the pipe in my mouth and need to clench it, then I will use these little silicone or rubber mouth pieces. So that, and he gave me a free sample of tobacco and he gave me a choice, and I said, well, I'll take the aromatic. So I've got this Lane RLP6, which I think is the aromatic. I see the black Cavendish in there, it must be. So very, very generous. In fact, I wouldn't be surprised if there's more than one. Cornell and Deal Billy Budd. No, what I was saying is 3 of them. Seattle Pike Club, Mississippi River Special Reserve. These are not just any tobaccos. These are very selected, fine tobaccos. Very nicely labelled. The aroma of these tobaccos, I tell you, is fantastic. And then, of course, a nice little thank you bro note here. And you get a little coupon if you're going to order something more, 10%. I mean, you can't beat it. So, as many have already pointed to his shop, I would encourage anyone thinking of estate pipes, especially the classic American estate pipes, to have a look, because really I think he's got a fantastic offering there, and the pipes you'll get are beautifully cleaned up, ready to use, and you get all these other things with it. And it arrived in very good time, even though it was regular, I think USPS first class, but came in a very reasonable time considering the delays in the post normally. So very, very, very happy with what I received. Thank you, Christian, and it's magnificent what you're doing. I think it's really great, and I'm very glad to have these K Woodies and Dr. Graybos adding to my collection. Oh, it's interesting, huh? I tell you, it's the duo packs and the sort of a whole thing he puts together is fantastic. So have a look at his shop, and you know, I think estate pipes they fascinate me ever more because they're a piece of history, and I think that's one of the reasons. You know, I see these as art objects pipes. That's why I've got so many. Yeah, I've got one for every occasion, what I wear, or the situation, or what type of tobacco, and so on. But they're just beautiful to behold in my eye, and I find these estate pipes really interesting, and the history of the company is very interesting. I think there's one or two YouTubers going to be looking at the history of the pipe manufacturers. It's going to be very interesting. Let me know what your favourite estate pipe is, and if you collect them, why? What's your reason that you're particularly more interested or as interested in those as new ones? It's a lovely tobacco, this, with Latakia and Perique and Red Virginia in it. It's next year I'm going to try and look harder at Balkans, Orientals, English blends and crossovers and you know, plugs and cakes and things that I haven't really explored. I'll still be a lot at aromatics, that's just me, but I will explore, do a few mini series in those directions. Got my nice iced tea here, which I've spiked with some bourbon. Works very well with iced tea, I find. Anyway, not to make too long a video, just wanted to share that with you. Hope you're all getting prepared slowly. Everyone who's working, looking forward to having that break. And the old codgers like me, enjoying an early start to Christmas festivities. Well, you all look after yourselves out there, and take care. Not long until that lovely break is coming up and all those beautiful Christmas things, so keep thinking on that. I'll see you in a few days with another video. Cheers everybody, bye.